Hey, this is just a commercial tray we use for our microgreens, and it's got lots of holes in it, a couple of hundred, and we fill it with the soil, add seed, cover with vermiculite and water. Okay, it's vermiculite. You can use soil instead of vermiculite. So in order to do it at home, we can make holes in containers, any plastic container, even including a water bottle, and make a whole bunch of holes with a soldering iron. About 30 in the small one, same in the plastic bottle. Okay. This is to get us a bottom water, as well as to air prune. The roots will grow through the container and hit the bottom underneath. The air will get onto them and prune the roots off, and the roots are encouraged to go deeper into these trays, which are 1.5 inches deep. Okay, you can take a water bottle, measure off 1.5 inches, draw a line over with a Koki, cut it off with a knife, ding ding ding. Okay, put holes in it, fill it up with a potting mix. Alright, potting mix which we buy. Fill some containers up with potting mix. There's some flats here which had blueberries in them, and use a water bottle. So we water it so that the water can penetrate and let it soak in. Okay, let it soak in nicely. And let it drip for a while. So it's not very professional, but okay, let it drip in, and then we're ready to sow it. Okay, we're going to sowing now. Okay, we buy all our seed from True Leaf or Mountain Valley Seed. They're in Utah. I'm going to do a few beans, including fava bean, and I've just put in some sunflower here, some broccoli and kale over here, because broccoli, kale, cabbage and kohlrabi, those four have more or less the same germination rate. So you can put half in a tray like we're going to do now. I don't know what this is anymore, but you just sprinkle it on. I haven't measured commercially, I measure it. Measure it properly, but in this instance it doesn't matter, just to get something going, get some food going. So that's half of one and half of another. It's quite a lot. You'll soon learn what the density should be. If they're too close together, the leaves will bunch together and tend to be a little small. Sunflower, and here I'm going to put some peas in. The sunflower, peas and the fava beans we soak for 8 hours, 10 hours, and I'm even going to try now sprout them for about 2 days. Let them grow the leaf, the root out, and then give them a 2-day head start so you can have more space. But anyway, these are the peas, and push them into the ground a little, and spray the lot with just commercial grade hydrogen peroxide, 3%. Alright, keeps the fungus down. Good spraying, and sprayed. Okay, just get these. Now I'm going to cover it with either soil, or what we do here, and it works very, very well, is use vermiculite. So vermiculite will hold about 30% of its weight in water. So these seeds, to germinate, they like to have a lot of moisture. So what we do now is we cover them with vermiculite, and you can just wave it on like this. I've dipped it in a little, wave it in, and the peas and so on, cover them completely. Completely, because the little mice will get it. Watch out for mice, because they will go after the seed. Okay. This doesn't have to be a thick layer at all. Okay, it's a little bit thicker, so you can brush a little bit off if you like. Don't forget, these are the sunflower. And then we take them back over to the water and give them a nice good watering again. Okay, make sure it's nice and moist. Because they're going to be stacked on top of each other for 3 days and you're not going to touch them. So the water will get into the vermiculite and keep the seeds moist for about 3 days at least. And we'll plant all of them like this, and then we'll take them down to the growing room. Let's just get this fan off because the noise factor is high. Switch the AC off over there, and that's about it. Okay, the plants like what we like. We need a lot of fresh air, so we keep this fan going on a timer for about 16 hours a day. And after we water, I put the little small fan on. The window AC also pushes out some nice air underneath the installation here. I'm not going to get into this stuff. And we also like a relative humidity of about 50-55. It's high now because I've had the fan off. Temperature 72, which is ideal. We're looking for 70-72 Fahrenheit. Great. A little bit of coffee on the go as well. So these plants that we have brought in now, what we've done is we've stacked them on top of each other, put a brick on top of them. Okay, you can stack them 4 or 5 high, take a blank lid that you cut off the plastic box if you had one, and put any weight on it, you know, a brick or a glass jar full of water or half full of water. What this does is it allows the plant to push up looking for the light. Okay, the roots push down looking for the water. So the net result is a nice strong plant in the ground, and we keep it like this for about 3 days. Okay, the lighting that you see here is 4 watt LED 5000K. A better light would be 4.2 watt at least, and 6500K, but we use what we got. These are about 12 inches to the top of the plant from the light. Top of the bulb to the plant is about 12 inches. Okay, I'm not going to get into the technical side of all that. Here's some small kohlrabi we planted the other day in a small container like we just planted now for you. And this is some of the commercial stuff going down to our chef a little later. I'm not getting into this process at all. Alright then, that looks good. In 4 days time we'll come and have a look at this lot. Cover it up with a little plastic, keep the humidity there. Keep it in the dark a little bit, that's fine. You don't do anything now for 3 days, just leave it. Okay, later. Okay, I've just dropped the fava beans, so I can't show you those. But these are the little stacks that we had underneath the bottom for 3 days. It's about 3.5 days now since we've had them there. This is sunflower. Little mouse like sunflower, beware. They love sunflower. This is a mixed brassica. Very nice. This is radish. Grows very quickly, radish. 6 days turnover. This is cabbage and something else. Whatever. I haven't watered them, haven't done anything. This is peas. Also ready to go and ready to come up. They pushing up the top. You can't see any roots on this. They've been pushed down from the weight. So there's a nice technique. What we'll do now is just water lightly on top for the last time. No more watering after this on top. From now on is bottom watering. So we're going to have a nice little harvest show, which I'll show you later. With some wheatgrass in the background there and some brassicas as well. Alright, we're ready just to spritz the top of these trays, just in case there's a few roots showing on the surface. We spritz them down a little bit with a little bit of water. And that's enough. And from now on we only bottom water. Remember that there's holes in the bottom of these trays, and you can test to see if a tray needs water just by lifting it up like this, and then from here we transfer them into the light, underneath the light. So typically we would lift it up and just see, oh no, that's enough water. You'll soon get the hang of it. So they'll stay here now until they ready to harvest. Okay, harvesting, using small quantities. Use a knife, and you can hold it and cut it across. Alright, hold it with the one hand and cut through it and pull it up. You can use a pair of scissors, works quite well. Hold it and cut it. Okay, if you're doing large quantities, you can do it mechanically. It takes about less than a minute. Okay, then it falls into a sieve, and you can sieve out any seed or soil that's left over. It falls down the bottom, and here's your product. We don't water for about 24 hours before we harvest. Okay, if you water before harvest, you will get more weight. But you can also, if you freeze it up, if you cool it down, it will get soggy. So we grow for quality, you know. We're not selling commercially at the moment. We're growing for our own use. So that's what we do. We only wash prior to using it, because because you're using vermiculite, it's nice and dry anyway. It's clean. The product is nice and clean. You just give it a little rinse and let it dry off in a baker's tray or something for a few minutes, and then it's ready to go. It's ready to use. Then it's really good.